Hi, ladies and gentlemen. If you are black and you lived during the 60s down in the South, and if you were happened to have been raised by older people, you went to church all the time. And the message of the church, the Christian message, the Jesus message, I mean, it was just pound into you because you had not that much to do. So going to church was like something to do. But as children usually are a little bit different than most folks think they are. Children observe, but children are smarter than you give them credit for. They don't just observe with their eyes, they observe with their mind. They watch people talk about, especially in the church, the Bible story. And that's a wonderful story, really. Especially when you don't know whether it's true or not, but you got no reason to question it. So you just accept it as being better than you. And so it's a fantastic message. But at the same time, children watch and they see that everyday life does not line up with the people who say that they are led by this message. And so it affects people different ways. Even today, children go to church. They grew up in the church. And now, for some strange reason, they're not interested. Why? For the same reason. For the same reason. The day to day life doesn't line up with the message of the Bible. And so this gives justification and understanding, really, to what Trump does. See, when I was coming along, the things that Trump do, I was taught that that was evil. I was taught that stuff like that was wrong and that we should always focus on the opposite, on the opposite. Now, that had to do with scripturally, and at the same time, it had to do with the imagination of young people who did not see that being expressed in a day to day life by the folks who were talking about being with God, but saw it in their own hearts, saw it in their own minds how it would work. And some of them never forgot it. And so I find myself at this date, at this time, when I see that all of the stuff that Trump does represents evil, no earthly good, and I see the Democrats who have tried to do better. They're no earthly good either, but they try to do better than the Republicans, and they try to do better, much better than this Trump stuff. Only because this is a system that we, the people, have been living under. We didn't choose. Most of us, none of us, really chose to live under the system. We were just born into the system, and so we were conformed. We have been shaped and molded to be what we are, and we presently are losers. But the door is always open for us to change. And so, what I want to do is, as Trump come before the American people know Trump. They know he's they know it. I don't want to say anything bad about him right now because all you know Trump, and you know he's going to be before you talking all kind of smack and expect you to believe everything he says. But to me, he represents evil. I don't know what he might say, but it represents evil. But what I would like to do is when he come to you and obviously says stuff that's evil, I would like to contrast that with what God would say about that. What would Jesus say in a situation like that? Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I talk to you with basic human rights for all people. Let me give you some kind of concept that you can kind of get a feel of where I'm coming from. I want you, if you will, use your imagination. Separate yourself if from the rest of your surroundings. It's just you and your family. And let's just say, for the sake of this presentation that I'm making right here, that your family is consisted of at least several people. Okay. Now it's just you and your family. Now, Here we have things that are designated. We got responsibility designated. We got somebody that's responsible for making sure that the house is kept, whatever that means. You got somebody responsible making sure that food is prepared, that people can eat. You got somebody responsible for making sure that repairs for anything that around the house that needs to be done is done. You got someone responsible for the gardening, being responsible for that. You got someone responsible for making sure that the automobile runs or the tractor runs or any of those things like that. So then at the end of the day, people they come back home just like they did in the morning time. They ate and lunchtime. Either they took food with them or they were at home again. But now it's supper time and they all at home, supper time, eating. All at home in the house, eating. You know what? Everybody played a role in that family that day, that night. Everybody played a role in that family. And everybody ate. And everybody slept. Why? Because each one had a responsibility to make sure that certain things were done. And by that responsibility being dealt with, those things were done and everybody benefited. What I'm saying to you today is that that is the same symbol of life. Life is here for us. We came here to participate in life. I'm giving you a story different from competition. I'm giving you a story that maybe will make you think that you don't have to be a dog eat dog thinker. I'm giving you something that you can focus on and realize how smart it is that a power that was responsible for making this earth and all that this earth is about, responsible for the resources that this earth brings with it, that we, the people who live here, that all the things that we would need to be provided for in this life already came with this earth for us. And we understand what those things are that we are drawn to understand, drawn to provide. And we engage ourselves. How? By doing the work. We engage in life. We take care of those same things that we took care with that one family. We're making sure that the housing is there. We're making sure that the food is there. We're making sure that the education is there. We're making sure that the health care is there. We're making sure that the transportation is there. We're making sure that the infrastructure is there. We're making sure that anything that we, the people, determine that we want and the imagination is given it to us, then we, the people, have the resources free. We, my friends, engage ourselves as required and make sure that it is manifest. For what? For the benefit of anyone who need, want, or desire of it. That is the love of the power that is responsible for this earth being utilized daily through us for one another. It cares. It makes sure that none of us are hungry. It makes sure that none of us have to suffer. It makes sure that we don't have to hate. It makes sure that power does, and our commitment to it. Without that power and our commitment to it, we have Donald Trump out there running around trying to be a king. Without that, we got white folks out here talking about they're superior to all other people, willing to kill, willing to lie, cheat, and steal, do anything to be on top of the world. Without that love, anything can happen. Without that love, anything is going to happen. So I come to tell you, we can beat that, know that, and change that. What do you say about it? All right. I won't press you anymore tonight. But for now, thank you so very much for giving me this your time. Goodbye.